is take two. All right. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Marshall. Thanks so much for being here today. Today our topic is how to learn a song. Now you might think, what a silly topic, how to learn a song. I know how to learn a song. You basically listen to the song over and over again until you memorize it and you're able to play the song. Now that's definitely one strategy. But what I'd love to share with you is some techniques and some things I've learned over the years about how to learn a song faster, more effectively, more efficiently. There's a famous book out, it's entitled How to Read a Book. When I first saw that title, I thought that is the dumbest title I've ever seen for a book. But I started reading the book, and basically it was about how to speed read a book, how to get the most out of a book in the shortest amount of time. Actually a very great book, famous book. But this is the same idea, how to learn a song in the shortest amount of time possible and get the most out of your time and be ready to perform and play the song. Now, I do this every week. Every week just about I have to learn a new song and be ready to play it at the end of the week. That is experience and knowledge I want to share with you in this short video. And so basically, how to learn a song, I've broken it down into 3 steps. The first step is listen. The second step is roadmap, and the third step is play. Now, I've spared no expense today. I have created some very fancy infographics for you. All right, there you go. Listen, roadmap, play. Now, my fancy infographics, the reason I did this, I'm too lazy to take my video and cut it up and create a PowerPoint. So I just want to give you a visual though. Listen, roadmap, and play. Okay, those are the 3 steps. Now, let's go step by step. Listen, the first step, of course, is, I'm assuming this is a cover tune or a song that is existing somewhere. This won't work if you're creating new material and learning songs from a writer or a producer for the first time. This is a song that you can get on iTunes or get a copy of it from the original creator of the song and put it in iTunes or on your iPod or wherever you have it, on a CD in your car, and you listen to the song. Now, like we said, the first strategy is to listen to that song over and over again until you memorize it, but there are more effective ways. The first thing I would say is start with figuring out, as a drummer, you need to figure out what's the tempo of the song. So one of the first things I do when I start listening to a song is I grab my handy dandy metronome and basically listen to the song and figure out what the tempo is. Okay, so the beauty of this little metronome we have here is it got tap tempo. So let's try, that's 85 beats per minute. Let's say it's a faster song. All right, and let's see, tap the tempo in, and okay, there we go. It's around 113, 114. Okay, so that's the song. Now, I will write that down on my roadmap, and we'll get into roadmap in a second, but roadmap, basically I have a piece of paper there with the title of the song, and the first thing I put is the tempo. Now, tempo for me is key, because if you can start the song at the right tempo, you are a long way along in getting the song right and doing it, playing it right. And so what I typically do when I'm playing live, I have a metronome there, and I've got it into my headphone system, and when the song's ready to go, I click off the right tempo, count it in, and boom, you're ready to go. So that's huge. And if you're at home practicing, that's a great way to start. Figure out what the tempo of the song is and start developing that internal tempo. Even if you can't play the whole song with the metronome, start it and count it in at the right tempo. And then as you get playing, you may need to pull the metronome out. That's fine, but get started at the right tempo. So that's the first thing, get the tempo right. Then, as you're listening to the song, a couple things. First thing, it goes into the second idea, is the roadmap. Now the roadmap is exactly what it says it is. It's a point A to point B, right? Where do you start and where you're going to end? And then where's all the turns and the directions along the way? And so that's what the roadmap's all about. So step 2 is the roadmap. Now, what goes on the roadmap? A roadmap is basically the sections of a song. All songs have sections. And these sections typically are introduction, intro, verse, chorus, bridge, ending. Okay, so we're going to talk about 5 basic sections, and I have more fancy infographics for you here. You can see that. Intro, verse, chorus, bridge, ending. Now, There may be other subsections within each song, but every song is going to have those basic sections. Now intro is what it is. You count it in at the tempo and then you play an intro section. Sometimes it's 4 measures, 8, 12, 16, just depends on the song. Now when I say measures, let's see, let me just give you a quick explanation of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one measure on a 4/4 song. So anyway, if I just lost you there, don't worry. I'll get back to the basics. But that's what a measure is. And so a measure is a way to count and lay out the roadmap. Now we're not going to get too detailed in that. Right now we're just going to lay out the sections. So first of all, you figure out the intro section and you start thinking about, well, what are the drums doing in that section? Okay, and this is kind of the first listen through. You're kind of catching the section and listening through. Then you go into the verse. Now verses basically are sections that are not repeating. It's basically content of the song that sets up the chorus to come. Now the chorus is usually the section of the song that repeats over and over. If you've ever noticed listening to music, you got the verse that's kind of setting it up. It's usually a little bit lower in dynamics, a different feel, and then it comes into that repeating chorus. And the chorus gets repeated multiple times. After the first chorus, we'll go back into generally a verse. The second verse is different usually from the first, although the chord structure and everything that you'll be playing on the drums generally might be the same as the first verse. And then you go back into the chorus, which is usually a repeat of the first chorus, and it's bigger a lot of times as the song builds. And then as you come out of that second chorus, depending on how many times you play that chorus, you go into a bridge section. Now a bridge is basically the third section of the song. If you're not including the intro, you got the verse, chorus, bridge. And bridge is generally just a different chord structure, a different feel, kind of a setup. And after that bridge, you usually come back into a chorus, repeated chorus type of section. So those are the main sections of the song. And so as you're listening, listen to that. Most songs typically begin after the intro, they go into a verse. Most of the time they don't go from the intro into a chorus and then into a verse. So those are just some rules of thumb. They don't always apply, but in most cases that will apply. So basically that's the sections of your roadmap. And so basically what you're looking for is intro, verse, chorus. Does the verses repeat? Sometimes it'll go intro, verse, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, right? So that's how you lay it out. And then after you get finished with those last choruses, because usually a song ends by repeating the chorus, which is the main theme of the song. The chorus several times, it goes into the ending. And then the ending is when you're wrapping it up, deciding to end the song. So those are the main sections. Now, when I'm listening to a song and creating my roadmap, I start out, get back to my fancy infographics here. I've got the title of the song, which this page doesn't have. I put the tempo, 120 beats per minute. And then I lay out the roadmap. Intro, verse, chorus, ending. Very, very traditional, standard roadmap, but standard flow. Now, the little numbers there, if you want to take a step up and you're able to count measures, you can step up to intro, 8 bars, verse, 12 bars, chorus, 8 bars, verse, 12, and then the chorus is 8, and they repeat it twice, and then you go to the ending. Okay, that's a standard roadmap. Now, I didn't put how long the ending is. Let's say the ending is 8 measures, so we'll put 8 on there. All right, so there's your basic roadmap. So believe me, taking this little bit of information, writing it out, you won't typically write it that big, but you write that roadmap out, put it beside your drum set, and start playing the song. So the third section of learning a song, how to learn a song. Remember, listen to the song, create a roadmap, play the song. Now play the song, as I said, you take your roadmap, put it beside your drums, maybe put on some headphones. If you got a good sound system, put it on the sound system, play it live into the room, and then play along. And then listen for these sections and play these parts. Now, once you have that roadmap, you can get more detailed if you'd like. Here, back to our fancy graphics. Basically, if you were to take that same roadmap that we have here, you could start putting a feel. Feel is basically what's going on in the drums in that section of the song. And so basically we've got here, you could play a rock beat, get softer in the verse. In the chorus, you go to 4 on the floor. 4 on the floor is basically the bass drum. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? That's 4 on the floor. Boom, 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 like that. Okay? So that's, that's just as an example here of what you could play. The verse goes back to the rock, and then the chorus goes back to the four on the floor, and then full on out, driving into that ending, and then you end the song. So those are some more details you could add to your roadmap. If you have any ability at all with music notation, you could actually notate the beats on your roadmap to give you an idea of what to play. In this example, I've got basically beat 1 is on the bass drum, 2 is on the snare, 3 is on the bass, and that's a boom, tsh, boom, tsh, boom, tsh, okay? That would give you an idea of what to play in that intro. And then goes into the, you can see it goes into the chorus, 4 on the floor, hi-hats, no snare, as an example, and just gives you more detail and ways to work through the plan. So basically, that's the how to learn a song, right? You start with listening, you go to the roadmap, and you go to playing. And so then you, as you're listening and playing, you start internalizing that and understand what to play in each section. Now, I hope that's helped. That's basically what I wanted to share with you today. How to learn a song. There's a lot more detail I could go into. Now, you'll notice at the bottom of this page is a link. I have a play along that I wanted to recommend to you guys. I've got some friends that have a play along course that you could subscribe to as a way to use what I've talked about today. Use what I've talked about today and practice learning some songs. This is play along. Basically, they've got the music without the drums. So you could listen to these songs. Some of them are some classic rock and roll, classic pop songs. You could listen to the songs, create yourself a roadmap, and then put that on and play along without the drum set there, which is kind of cool. So check that out if you're interested. If not, that's cool too, but as a way to develop your skills, because that's what we're all about here at PlayDrumsInABand.com, is developing skills, having fun playing drums, and sharing what we know with the world, sharing our joy of playing and music with the world. So anyway, thanks so much for your time today. It's been great talking to you. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.